Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week where you get ready for your work week with the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. Your main man, the real, still the real Anthony D. And your main man, Jersey's finest, the hood representative, Uncle Freezy. Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocker Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the Old School Knicks show with my main man, Anthony D, the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. AD, what's good, bro?
I still don't.
Still don't, right?
I'm good, baby. I'm just out here living the life of a champion. You know, doing what we do week to week, day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute, second to second, living the life as a champion, baby.
Living the life of a champion. In the words of Buju Banton.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How you doing, Killer? How's your weekend?
I'm hurt, bro. I'm sad.
What happened?
All right, I'm sad, bro. I mean, yo, Michael Wright, bro.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, don't thank God.
Sugar Hill, man. Oh, my God, bro.
You're going to get me to crying out here, yo. Please.
Oh, man. You know how some news hit you? Some news hit you and you like, oh, not that.
It hit me like Kobe.
Yeah. Oh man.
To put a basketball reference, but you know that man deserves his own, his own place in the sun. The moment I heard about it, I could, people be throwing deaths out and especially when it comes to celebrities and shit. So I didn't quickly pay attention to it, and then I looked in and I was like, oh my God, and then immediately. I put on Sugar Hill.
Oh,
immediately. I just started playing his classic works, and immediately Sugar Hill was the first thing. We put on Salute as I see people walking in, a la Tory B, of course. Hit him up, but. And it just put a smile on my face because not just because of Michael, that cast that was selected for that performance, a lot of people wouldn't probably even give it any credence, at the time because, it's a black ensemble for the most part.
Right.
Except for Abe Vigoda, Fish.
Yeah.
And a couple of others, and that story in itself, of course, we know the backdrop and what they're talking about and so forth, but really do you see a story like that, a crime drama that it interplays everybody?
Yeah.
So although it's the journey of Wesley's character, it's the journey of him, Michael's character to his brother and the love that he has for his brother because of their situation, how they grew up. And he eats that roll up, from where they're sitting in a restaurant, he goes, God damn it, Charles Oakley, under the goddamn on the boards, can't hit a goddamn rebound.
right.
You can't make a goddamn shot. Trade that motherfucker.
Right.
And it got me to thinking, like right then and there, I did something I've never done before. I went for AI reference to hear how many times the New York Knicks have been mentioned in pop culture, music, and film.
Yeah,
And AI was like, "Yo, I ain't got no. It's too much.
it's too much. Ask me something easy.
Ask me something easy. It's too much, right?" But tell me, because I'm gonna tell you when I started with Michael Wright, and you could tell me like when you started with him, and and so forth, because he was just all his roles, but in particular with Sugar Hill, he's just the scene where him and his man when they catch the Italian mob dude for payback, and they are blaring Teddy Pendergrass. Looking back
Over
the
the
years, a tear.
yeah, man. Oh my God.
Give him 2 bullets right there. And they're doing the duet, and they hit him up again, 2 more bullets again, just because he did that movie alone. He's got so many classic scenes in that movie.
You could tell they gave him carte blanche to be himself, like to embellish the role, bro. Because to be honest with you, I think that's the part that really makes the movie his part. Right. That's my opinion. In my opinion, I think that's makes the movie him being being himself.
Well, there's because my guy, my original guy from Mod Squad, the father, his name is skipping me right now. He just
Clarence.
Yes. Oh God.
Clarence.
The third. I think he's the third.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
From A Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yes, all of that.
From Life. From Life with the Daddy Watch.
Yes, all of that.
Oh.
All of that. All of that.
I'm gonna ask an expert, Miss Mocha. Hey, who was that actor that played the dude, the gambler in Life that took Eddie Murphy Daddy Watch? The dude, he was in A Vampire in Brooklyn. The dude always have his hair slicked back.
He was in Deep Cover.
Yeah, he was in Deep Cover.
He's the cop in Deep Cover. It's Clarence. I can't remember his name, but his role, he's like the most likable drug addict you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because in his patheticness, he's dropping jewels.
Yeah. Clarence Williams III.
I knew a third was attached.
Yeah.
I knew a third was attached, exactly. But as he's dropping jewels, and Michael's character, he loves and hates his father equally.
Yeah.
Because as he tells his brother at the end, Ro, I sent him home. He admits that he kills his father.
See
not something to watch on Father's Day.
Not something to watch on Father's Day. Nah. But here's my thing on that too. Right? Does he? Because the thing is, I don't think every time I watch it, I'm like, do he hate his father or does he hate what his father's become? You know what I'm saying? So it's because it's like it's like a thing. Like how does your hero become the thing you've been taught to?
Yes.
Not have feelings, like show no love to.
Yes.
Right. Like so when I'm thinking, man, it's Yes.
It's
and I think the AD, I ain't gonna lie to you. There was some low budget aspects in this movie. I think the acting in this movie was fantastic, though.
It's totally low budget. It's dark.
Right. Yeah.
Right. It's dark. It's dark even in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even in their couple of day scenes, it's dark.
Yeah.
So you know what this is. And as Romello is trying to get out, he's being idolized. And he knows he's being idolized by certain segments of the community because he's chasing off the young dude off the block. And they're like, yo,
Right.
like you kind of stupid. You know, you live out where things are sweet. And his one mission in life was to impress Romello. And Romello sees what he's done.
Right.
You know, he sees, you know, the damage that, and he reflects with his man at the time, Goggles, you know, who has the most wickedest death ever. You could shoot me in the head. Don't burn me alive.
Right.
No. Drown me. Don't do me that.
Right.
You know, but he's telling Goggles, like back in our day, you know, we used to play RCK. For me and my day ones, it was Cocolivio. For people who remember that, Roundup. You know what I mean? I think you went mute, Freezy.
No, man, you got
Yeah.
me in my feelings over here, bro. I love Sugar Hill, bro.
I love Sugar Hill, man. I really, and like I said, I had to put it on immediately because all of the Ernie Hudson character, who's the ex-boxer. Ernie Hudson's one of the great, like, I don't want to call him, he wouldn't be on your top whatever, your personals, but like I said, that's Half Dead from Penitentiary 1, from 2, excuse me. That's Half Dead. And the characters, the mom, you know, when she's calling over, you know, young Michael Wright's character, and he's like, look, why can't Romello do this? Why do I always why I got to stick you with the needle? This is the shit. This is some painful shit. Why I got to stick you with the needle? You know, causing that sibling difficulties because, you know, he's like, well, why can't Romello do what? He too good to stick you with the needle?
Right.
No, that's just, and he's just a phenomenal. I remember him, you know, for all the old heads, they're gonna remember this. Remember when he came out in a TV series called V?
Yep.
That was like 81, 82. It's the playoff Star Wars, but it's on TV. It was that and Battlestar Galactica. Remember, Star Wars and Star Trek, just, you know, a whole generation of shit just started coming out on TV. But he was
Buck Rogers,
Buck Rogers.
Yeah, man.
Right? Buck Rogers, but he was in V. Okay? A lot of people might not even remember that. He used to always have on, they used to have on those shades long before Men in Black.
Yeah.
You know. So, and he came from afar. He's in a romantic comedy from back in the days when he played, you know, the typical black young, you know, hoodlum, stuff like that, in a movie called Dream House. I mean, you got to be cuddled up with your shorty.
Yeah.
To feel that one, you know,
right.
But he's in there. And this is like 79, 78, you know, going way back on the Saturday night movie of the week.
Oh my God.
You know, Saturday night movie of the week. So that's how
I used to
far
look
back.
forward to that too, bro.
Oh my god, you epic because you only had 5 channels. So
Basically,
but he was. That's how far back I go with Michael Wright, man. He's just tremendous work. Y'all. We beat Eddie Kane to death. I don't know which is a better role. I think Eddie Kane is a better role.
I love. Okay, so I think Sugar Hill is a better role, just off of more personal experience. Like my personal experience is more of that of Sugar Hill, and if you can imagine, so my life is similar to Sugar Hill, except um if you can imagine, there's somebody like making sure that the kids don't see this and they pushing their kids towards college. Like that's my life right there. Like Sugar Hill, except somebody is like pushing me and my cousins and all of us is like trying not to let us get into street life. They pushing us like into college. Like y'all don't want to do this. Like we don't if we see y'all doing this, we'll kill you. Like this, that's where we was at with it. But it's basically Sugar Hill. Like that's why people ask me, they be like, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Freezy speak and he sound a certain way, he do such and such and such. Yeah, it's yeah, all of that is true.
Yeah.
Right. But then there's also a part where I'm still from Jersey City. And so while it's not Harlem, right? So while it's not Harlem, it's still, you know what I'm saying, all these cities, all these areas is the same. Like Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, all the areas in like Left Rack and whatever area, wherever you from Gun Hill, you from Jersey City, it don't matter. All these neighborhoods is basically the same, especially in that era. Like, you know what I'm saying? The kids, like, they trying to find a way not to be that. But some kids ran to that. That's what they wanted. It excited them. Like others, we ain't have no choice. We was like either we was gonna eat these books, kind of like what DMX said in Belly. Like either you're gonna eat these books or your people gonna kill you. Basically, I mean they really weren't gonna kill you, but that's what they threatened you with. You know what I'm saying? So
they are gonna kill you.
Yeah, because they want you to go down that path, bro.
Well, and on the flip side, your people, because those people are from the community.
Right.
You know, we love the screen visualization of it, and we won't romanticize it as you were alluding to and so forth. But it's real. Those characters and so forth, they destroyed the community.
Right.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Or buts about it.
You understand? For me with the role, it's more like, and I totally had forgotten this because again, in the two roles, Sugar Hill is what we're living. Eddie Kane is what we're watching on screen.
Right. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like we watching the Temptations and the Dells and all of them on screen, and Michael and the Jackson 5 and them and so forth. So, but with Sugar Hill, especially with his dad, it's because my dad recently passed away. So
that still hurt my heart, bro. My condolences, man.
Thank you.
That still hurt my heart every time I hear you say it, bro. That just do something to me, and I apologize.
Absolutely.
For saying it, but it just catch me in a, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Absolutely. But
man,
when you see what Michael Wright's character is longing for, because remember the scene where they're sitting and they're trying to have dinner. After all these years, Romello comes there with the Chinese food and the fried chicken, and he's trying his best to come with some type of moment You know, for me and my brother, we never had that moment with our dad since we were kids.
You feel me?
And I'm watching that moment and I'm like, I don't know. I would be Romello in that situation between me and my brother. I'm the one that's going to try and, broker the peace in some way.
Right.
But as you can see, as Mello says, y'all are breaking my heart. You know, because Michael Wright's character is like, yo, look what you done did. Because it goes back to now, you here, but mom is not here. And all of these things, it's some real life shit that's going on for us here.
Bro.
It's some real life shit that's going on, and they captured it way back when, and it can live on forever because it's real.
Right.
So
right.
It's real.
And that's the reason why you say which one is the real. To me, the Eddie King Jr. one, you know what I'm saying? Is I don't have my family. My family never formed a music group, right?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
I thought you was baritone.
right. Like my family.
You fancy yourself a falsetto, you know?
I mean, wanting to be Philadelphia bad, but my thing is so I'm out of touch with that, right? But in Sugar Hill, I'm absolutely in touch with that, not because I'm Romello. I'm just like adjacent to it. Like that's a generation before me. But I'm watching it from my generation, watching that, right? Like so, I am. It's about perspective, right? To me, it's about perspective. So.
It is.
But yeah, Michael Wright was a great. He was a great actor. He was
a beast, man.
Yeah, he was beast. Man.
You know, I mean, an absolute beast. He's got quotables that will live on. I will live on forever, man. That dude was an absolute beast, and like you said.
And I thought it wasn't he a Knicks fan?
Yeah. He used to be at the Knicks games.
Yeah.
You know, he used to be. He's one of those guys you never really heard a lot about him in the celebrity life.
Right.
You know, you never really heard, whatever, TMZ and them, they're going to chase you down for whatever stories they can find. But you never heard anything crazy with him.
Right.
Just living his life.
He reminded me of Uncle Melvin. Like that's who that age.
Now we both can't share the Uncle Melvin reference. You told me 2 weeks ago your wife has proclaimed me Uncle Melvin. Me and Eddie Kane. You know what? Yeah, me and Michael Wright, we can share that. Second thought.
I'm just saying. And listen, hey, would you stay out of this conversation? It's just me and AD, please.
It's me and AD and the fans. It's me and AD, AD and the people.
But he like I'm saying. But what I'm saying is he remind me of. I'm not saying that he, because man, even when I see him, every time I see Michael Wright, like in a movie, I be thinking Knicks. Like I don't know if everybody else think that way. I be thinking New York for real. Like New York to the core is what I think when I see Michael Wright. Right. Kind of like when I see Leslie Jones. Remember Leslie Jones?
Yes.
Every time I see Leslie Jones, I think Knicks. I don't think nothing else.
Yes.
Like when I see Spike Lee, I think a lot of different things. Do the Right Thing and a bunch of stuff. I know Spike a Knicks fan, but I be thinking the Malcolm X movie, but when I see certain celebrities, first thing come to my mind, Knicks. Right? Like when I see Adam Sandler, when I see Adam Sandler, people be thinking Happy Gilmore. I be thinking Knicks.
Yeah,
that's me. You know what I'm saying?
He's thinking because he's thinking Knicks. They're all thinking Knicks.
Right.
We're all thinking Knicks. I heard your conversation with Tori B earlier about. I think you said was it BG? That's telling
my homeboy.
That's telling you about that Philly.
Yeah.
And Philly and more Philly and more Philly. I'm like, dude. I'm like, Freezy, why? How did you get yourself into this conversation? Like, how did you get yourself into this conversation? I'm not having none of it while, the bubbly is still cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't understand them. I don't want to understand them.
Yeah, how they get to their place, I'm like, okay, it's whatever. I mean, I don't. This is how I feel. Every time I hear a Knicks fan reference the Sixers, I think,
God damn it.
That's exactly what I think, everybody. Hey, y'all, that's exactly what I think when the Sixers come up.
The disrespect. The utter disrespect.
Yeah, who are the Sixers? And like, who are they to either garner any of our attention? We swept them.
You might as well bring back Dr. J and Charles Barkley. While y'all at the old men's club, you might as well bring back Dr. J and Charles Barkley to help y'all out. And Mo Cheeks and go pray to the grave of the late great Moses Malone.
Fo,
because it's just not happening.
Hey, and so somebody asked me this week, man, like who does Jalen Brunson remind you of? And I thought, like, I'm like, I don't know if I've ever seen a player like Jalen Brunson before. Right? Like, I don't know if I've seen a 6'2" guard that's not athletic that could score whenever he wants to. Right? Because to be honest with you, he kind of his handles are better than Adrian Dantley, but it's like, you remember Adrian Dantley was a 6'5" power forward that couldn't jump, but was kind of strong and crafty in the post, right? But like, who does he remind you? And I think AD will remember this play, because at first I thought World Be Free. You remember World Be Free?
Yeah.
At first that's what I thought. But World Be Free had to get hot. When World Be Free got hot, you couldn't stop him, everybody. That's just the story of a lot of NBA players. When they get hot, you can't stop them. Right? But then I thought, well, maybe not that Sixers guard. Maybe the comparison is Andrew Toney, the Boston Strangler. AD, you remember the Boston Strangler?
Absolutely. But I think stop at World for a second. I think he touched on something, because I've been trying to, and I know who I think he reminds me of in determination and totality and leadership and whatever. But I'm just talking about game style, because a lot of people won't remember World Be Free from Mata BK.
It's my uncle.
Dominant.
I claim him as my uncle. I don't know if he's my uncle.
Dominant jump shot. World B's like what, 6 foot maybe? When you see McBride jump up off the ground for the jump shot, that was kind of World B.
Yes.
And throwing it back on every shot. He had all of those things to his game, but World was from an era where he just wasn't going to pass you the ball.
Hell no.
You
You better get it off the rim.
better get it off the rim.
You better get it off the rim.
You better get it off the rim. He just wasn't one of those guys.
Nah, he wasn't. No.
He just wasn't one of those guys that was gonna pass you the rock. You better get it off the rim.
Yeah.
But in a play style, as far as creativity and being able to do a lot of things to get his shot, I could see the comparison with JB. I could see, and just in the play style of trying to get off his shot. But JB, and I thought about this recently. I'm like, JB just doesn't depend on the jumper.
Nah.
You know, he has so many different things to his bag. You know, I'm rewatching Game 5 again, and that play where Castle was on his right, and he's dribbling with his left. He's dribbling, controlling, and shooting and fending at the same time. World probably doesn't have that. See what I'm saying? And think about when he does that. They just scored. He comes right back down. Whoop. I can't compare JB to nobody.
Right. That's the point I was gonna get at.
I can't compare. I don't want to compare JB to nobody. We've done this, you know, we've had fun with it. JB's he's on another level. In my eyes, he's on another level. So you could put together whatever super teams you want. As long as his team is healthy, as long as he is healthy, watch.
So let me interject a thing real quick. So the thing about the conversation and all of that stuff is not that I want JB to be a carbon copy of somebody else. And I'm not saying that you said that, right? This is just me thinking out loud. Right? This is just me thinking out loud. Bro.
Oh boy.
either we'll get to this. I just wanted to just have this set before I forget. Right. The thing about Jalen Brunson is I don't want to, off the momentum of the Knicks winning a championship for the first time in 53 years, I don't want to assume that Jalen Brunson is a top 20 player of all time, and he may be better than Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant. I don't want to go that far. That's a stretch. And I know it's a stretch. Right? I know that's a stretch. But at the same time, if we're saying, and this is shout out to Jay Chosen, DJ Cash, and Cowboy Bob for having a conversation last night on the Knicks at Night podcast. If Jalen Brunson is an elevated version of what we think a franchise player is, and he doesn't need motivation, if he does have the Mamba mentality wiring just to another level, do I think about him as being in the class of Kobe Bryant and others, that the Larry Birds, that the Michael Jordans, that will their teams to wins? Like, their incomparable will is what got their teams to win championships. And here's the thing. It's easy to say no Jalen Brunson is not in that category if you didn't watch the playoff run. But if you watch the playoff run and watch the Knicks be down 19 points late in the third quarter, 29 points late in the third quarter, 18 points down. They were down 19 points to Cleveland with 7 minutes left to go in a playoff game.
22 points.
22. They were down 22 points to Cleveland with 7 minutes to go in a playoff game.
Don't shortchange. Don't shortchange the drama.
Right, but even with that, even with that, do we not put Jalen Brunson in the conversation of one of the greatest guards to ever play NBA basketball based on him willing his team to win despite the enormous odds against his team winning?
I know we played with it before, but I can't do it yet because Kobe got 5 rings. You know what I mean? On with two different variations of the triangle, whatever, styles. And if he wasn't the hub on the first one, he was definitely the hub and the engine on the second one.
Right.
It was 5 rings. It's a lot. When JB gets another, then I'm prepared to totally have that conversation.
That's reasonable.
Because his rings, I look at his 1 ring knocks out 2 of Kobe's. Okay? Because if JB had Shaq,
he'd win the next 7 championships, bro.
If JB had Shaq, can you imagine? If JB had a Shaq type of and you got to play me one-on-one all game long, is he not getting a ring? Absolutely, he's getting a ring. Because his game, just look at it with Carl. His game measures greatly with a big man that is efficient with the basketball, that knows what he's going to do with the basketball.
Right. These are the things, AD, that I'm talking about.
It's why when they made the trade for Randall, immediately I knew it would work.
Right.
Because I knew what his game needed. Another person to get the defense to play honest.
Right.
That can consistently get that. But what he has now in Cat is another person that can get the defense honest, but he's not looking to be greedy. See, Shaq wasn't looking to get a triple-double.
Right.
Or could get consistent triple-doubles.
Right.
Cat by nature likes to pass. So your offense, because you have your number 2 likes to spread it, it makes Jalen's job a lot easier because I can still get my shots because my number 2, he likes to get his shots, but he also fancies himself as Magic Johnson. How many times you seen Cat?
Yeah. I think there is no doubt. I think what you're saying is reasonable in that. And when I think it's reasonable, not that. Let me. I want to disqualify a part of the conversation that's not in the conversation. but it's like parked on the outside of conversation. like it's not in the street, but it's a parked car, right? Needing to see this again does not mean we think that this year's run was a fluke. That's not it.
God.
Right.
Bite your tongue.
Right. No. Listen, I'm with you. The same reaction. That's why I'm disqualifying it from the conversation. That's the reason why I prefaced it in a way. Right? Like, listen, no, this year was not a fluke. This year was dominant. But if you said, I see that 1 year of dominance, and I just need to see something in the ballpark again with Jalen Brunson. Like, it doesn't have to be another dominant run like this, but if they win if they win the championship next summer and every series goes 7 games and the Knicks win, right? It doesn't mean that the second championship is not as great as the first, or it doesn't mean the first is greater than any. They're both championships, right? And so that's why when you said that, hey, I need to see it again, I was like, okay. But I'm assuming AD is thinking the first championship is by no means a fluke. It was a dominant performance by a team that was ready to dominate.
No, I'm just greedy.
Right. But I also asked you a specific question though. And that's why you said you needed to see it again.
Yeah, because I'm greedy. Now that I'm at the head of the table, it's Frank White all over again.
Okay.
I'm back. No, nothing goes down without me.
Kings of New York.
That's JB.
Right.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Right.
And for those who don't believe it, you saw what happened. So nothing goes down without me.
Right.
So that question right there, shit.
That's the reason why I need to preface it, bro.
Yeah, this championship, it's like it's split time. Before and after. When I said this before, recently I've been able to watch some of the old classic games and stuff like that. But it's like me getting to the end of the book.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember how I felt. Oh yeah, I remember I couldn't sleep. Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh shit, OG.
Yeah.
The feelings are just, see what I'm saying? So this championship, it lives on its own. It will live on its own forever. I will predict here and now, you'll never see another dominant run like that ever again.
Here and Now. Is that Luther Vandross's best song?
Here and now, I promise to... I think that was my sister's wedding song.
Hey, shout out to sis. All right, shout out.
Yo, are you kidding me? Crazy. Oh, God.
Here and Now, is that Luther Vandross's best song, Here and Now?
I think Never Too Much is. I think Never Too Much is. Because that
intro give you enough time to put your drink down and get straight on the floor.
Yes.
Oh, that's my shit. Hey, shout out to Marcus Miller.
And it's like he's waiting. Go!
Right. Oh,
and when he, because rest in peace to the God, when he said, when he first made that record, it took him a minute to get the breath control because the record is going. And he's just, and he had to catch it, to really be able to catch it. And remember, Luther at that time is going up and down in weight.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if it was Big Luther or Skinny Luther, but he had to catch it. And this is one of the greatest singers
ever
in any genre.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. And off the strength of Never Too Much, he produced a song called Jump to It by another soul legend, too, that had been struggling.
Yeah.
if you Aretha Franklin was out in the wilderness, and then Luther wrote Jump to It, and she was back.
Yeah, she was back.
Yeah.
Luther was just, when we see that scene in one of my favorite movies that me and my family will love this movie, The Wood. And when he's on the dance floor and her brother told him the song.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And he's there, Freezy, mustering up the courage to get that first dance with the best girl in the house.
Bruh.
And he's checking his breath. and the song is going.
Right. Right.
I think he only gets like 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
But it was 30 seconds of a lifetime, baby.
Bro.
Never forget that.
I'm telling y'all. Like, I told that story about 6 times about Mr. Smith, the one. I'm sorry, not Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith was our PE teacher. Mr. Williams was my teacher. And the day Clyde Frazier got traded, he was outside trying not to cry. He a grown man. He was like, that man was old as shit, 80. That man must have been 25, 26 years old. But here I am, like here I am. I'm like, shit, I'm like 8 years old. I'm walking up to Mr. Williams. I'm like, hey man, why you crying, dog? Why you smoking the cigarette? Like, he was like, people may not remember, but back in the day, elementary schools used to have like courtyards, and the teachers used to go out there and smoke or whatever. Yep. You know what I'm saying? They used to go out there, and so I go out there on the courtyard, all the teachers out there, and Mr. Williams is like, hey, what you doing out here, boy? Like, I'm like, hey, what y'all doing out here? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? My teacher mad, like, because he'll call me, you know what I'm saying? He like, hey, Uncle Freezy. Yeah, like with me, I'm Uncle Freezy to like this dude. I'm like, he like, hey, Uncle Freezy, run down to the corner store and get me a coffee, a black coffee and a bagel with butter. Don't put cream cheese on it, get butter, right? Like, oh, okay, I'll run down there, you know what I'm saying? Every day, like whatever you want me to do. So this time I walk up to him. I'm like, hey, Mr. Williams, what's going on? He like, what you doing out here, kid? And I'm like, kid? I'm Uncle Freezy, right? Like, what's going on? and so Mr. Smith, like our PE teacher, is like, you out here and the Knicks done traded Clyde Frazier. And AD, when he tell me the Knicks traded Clyde Frazier, bro, my whole world went dark, bro. It started getting hot. I was sweating. I walked back to class. Hey, you remember the desk? You used to beat on the desk? Boom. Pretend, you know what I'm saying? Making beats on your desk or whatever.
Yep.
I went straight to the desk and
instant,
I just went.
Instant percussion.
Yeah, instant. I went to that desk, man, and I cried, bro. I cried. And like Lenny Williams, I cried, bro. I
promise you, Lenny did not practice that shit before he went to the pool.
No, he did not, bro. He did not. Oh my God. I remember this little cutie named Delia. This little cutie named Delia. She was like, Uncle Freezy over there crying. And they thought it was like a death in the family or something. You know how like the teacher bring a note. back in the day, stuff used to be so rude and disrespectful. The teacher bring a note to class, like the note would say, "Tell Uncle Freezy, his whole family from such and such got burnt up in a fire." It'd be on a note, and then bring it to the class.
Tell Uncle Freezy, Clyde Frazier got traded. Get your ass back to class.
Right, yeah, bro. I was on my, and then, bro, but
recess is over.
Recess is over. Like, bro, I'm telling, man, when
recess. When is the last time you heard that word? Recess.
Bro, I don't even know when the last time I heard.
Wow.
But bro, when they told me Clyde Frazier got traded, bro, I started crying. My homeboy Jermaine, my man name was Jermaine Jackson, by the way. So Jermaine Jackson, and yes, he did have a brother named Michael, right? But anyway, here's the thing. I told Jermaine, and Jermaine told Pop. I think Pop's real name was Marquise, but like he told Marquise, and bro, all of us was in just depth. Everybody got their head down crying. Mr. Williams came back into class, right? The girls was up like, "Mr. Williams, they crying because some man they took." And I remember he told them girls to shut up and sit down. Shut up, sit down, because he was pissed the Knicks traded Clyde Frazier, bro. Like just one of them things. I don't know if it happened like that in New York with y'all, but for where we was at, we loved Clyde. But anyways, I don't know how I got away from Luther, but yeah, man. I'm gonna do the Charles Smith thing before I forget. Charles Smith, once a Knick, always a Knick. Power forward, number 54. The Knicks traded and got him from the
Clippers.
80. They got him from the Clippers, right? Okay.
Yes.
I always get it confused. I'll be like, they got him from San Antonio and then traded to the Clippers, but they got him from the Clippers. And so when he got here, he was a small ball 5 with the Clippers that were running and gunning at the time. They basically played up tempo with the Clippers. They were trying to get up and down the floor. So Charles Smith at 6'10", 6'11", whatever he was, could play center, right? The Knicks traded for him. I think they traded for, who did they get first? They got somebody else in that deal too, right?
I can't remember the package because it was a couple of people going one way and a couple of people on the other, because they did a couple of things within like a couple of days.
I know my man told me, a dude that I grew up with, and I know y'all not gonna remember.
I'm sorry. He played with Hank Gathers from Loyola, the guard.
Yeah.
He was a part of that. I can't remember.
No, I know you talking about Bo Kimball.
Yes,
right.
Bo Kimball was a part of that. Yeah.
Right. My man, though, I grew up with, and my man who I grew up with in Jersey City, like it's a bunch of us that used to hoop together on Garfield Avenue in Jersey City. It was myself, a dude named Luther Wright. He went somewhere to play college. My main man, Kenny Washington, he was from Bayonne, but he used to hang out with us. A dude named Terry DeHare, he also played college ball. And it was like one other person. I can't remember exactly, because I used to hoop in different play. Like I used to hoop down on Garfield, down by Carteret, and then I also used to hoop on Garfield down at Bayside Park, where me, David Rivers, Raphael Addison, and some others. Anyway, the rumor was that the kid that I used to play with on Garfield down by Carteret, a dude named Terry DeHare, was gonna be in the Knicks trade. And I was thinking to myself, like, dang, that'd be so dope. Cause he was a nice little hooper. He would remind his scoring style, not the way he looked, right? Cause I think because Terry wasn't taller than me. Like I think Terry might have been like 6'2". They might have said he was 6'4" in the NBA, but I'm for real 6'5" in real life with no shoes on, no socks, and I know what 6'4" look like, right? So my guy, if for those that don't remember Terry DeHare, he was a smooth scorer, kind of like Malik Sealy. If for anybody that remember the the Big East legend Malik Silly and the way he scored like really smooth. Terry DeHare was like that, and I was like, man, if the Knicks get that, and a guard and bring Starks off the bench, we win the championship, bro. But we didn't get that, AD. We didn't get that. We got a terrible trade, and Bo Kimball couldn't even beat out. Who was the other guard on the bench? He couldn't beat out. Bo Kimball couldn't beat out.
They didn't care about Bo Kimball. It was really just a salary situation.
Right.
They didn't really care about. But let me say this. Let me start some trouble, because I know the chat is probably like, yo, they on their bullshit with this Charles Smith, But last week, and yes, Tory B, I saw Tory B said something in the chat about he's so misunderstood, right? And we started out with it with someone else that we'll feature at another time. And I thought about it. I was like, is he misunderstood? Is Charles Smith, after all these years, his time here, which is 4 years, 5 years, whatever, was it misunderstood? So I went back and I started researching him again, and I tried to find like some of his latest interviews. When was the last time he gave interviews? And I think the last one was like 3 years ago. And I saw something with the author from Blood in the Garden, and he said that Charles wouldn't even talk to him. Or when he reached out to him, it was like, yo, I don't want to talk about that, thank you, boom, boom, boom. And I said, okay, let me remember the whole situation. Coming off of Xavier McDaniel's successful one season here, the Knicks somehow fumbled his return because of, and this is according to him, and this is documented contractually at least, he was able to buy out his contract during that season, right? And even though he played very good in the playoffs, the Knicks were kind of just, okay, we'll get back to you. And he eventually signs with Boston. I heard him speak about this. They really didn't want him back. Their eyes were on James Worthy, because it's the Pat Riley connection. Somehow, some way, they don't pull the James Worthy deal, and they turn to Charles Smith. Charles Smith in 1988 was the number 3 overall pick from out of Pitt. Kind of flew under the radar as far as how good he was at Pitt with Jerome Night Train Lane, and that Big East team. When he gets to the Clippers is like, oh shit, he's better than we thought.
The Clippers noticed that he could run.
Yeah, he's better than we thought.
He's not just he's an athlete.
Yeah, he's better than all of these, because the state of the Clippers up until that point, and after that point, they're nothing but picks, a revolving door of picks. Players, stop, go. But when he arrives there, he's better than they thought. And they got Danny Manning. And here's a tandem that people have forgotten. They got Danny Manning and a prime pre-injured Charles Smith. Charles Smith had scored like 52, 53 points before he got to the Knicks in a game for the Clippers. Charles Smith was on the rise.
AD, they also, remember, just for context, remember they also had Ron Harper. Remember they acquired Ron Harper to go with that.
They had a squad.
Right, yeah.
They had a nice young squad under the quiet. Right? That's the Knicks pivot. Okay. Here's what I learned from Charles Smith in me doing my due diligence for this week. Charles Smith was like, yo, I was feeling the pressure when I was there. This is in La La Land. Right? Where he said he was losing his hair. They weren't going to the playoffs. They weren't doing anything. This is the Clippers.
Yeah.
You're feeling pressure on the Clippers. That's an oxymoron in itself.
And everybody, just real quick for context too, this is post Lakers greatness, right? Like this is the Lakers are old, right? This is like the Lakers are old. It's the reason why Worthy was available. This is at the same time Charles Barkley is disgruntled in Philly because Philly got old and then young, and Charles Barkley was caught in the middle. It's the reason why Charles Barkley was almost traded for James Worthy, but the Knicks are in this conversation that AD is talking about, and that's the reason why I referenced it. There were a lot of options for the Knicks to go at small forward.
Now, okay.
AD, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
The shit make me so fucking.
This is a Sunday. Don't let the Reverend come out.
AD, think about all these. Think about this. All these small forwards that are available in this moment, right? Don't just think about the Charles Smith trade itself. Think about this. The reason why Xavier McDaniels leaves the Knicks and signs in Boston is because they had just recently had a bunch of stuff happen in Boston, right? Like I think it was Reggie Lewis passed away that summer, right? 92?
Something like that.
Right, like summer 92, and then after that, Xavier McDaniel leave. I didn't think he went there straight away. I thought something happened and then he went. But
no, I can't remember what, because they were going through there. They were about to be an ugly mess.
Right. Yeah.
They were about to be a mess. But
I think Bird retire.
Right. Well, then you got the Dream Team, Bird retires, and blah blah blah. But Charles, you're talking about small forward because that's what we lost and that's what we needed. Somehow, some way, Knicks management, which at that time they were going to get Riley pretty much whatever he wanted if they could get it. You can't get Worthy. You don't re-sign Xavier. You pivot to Charles Smith. And I've already told you this man is already having self-doubt in already where he was at, where there's no pressure. You somehow, some way don't do your due diligence, and you bring him in here to play small forward. He is 6'10", 6'11", 245 pounds. You're envisioning a big front line where he's going to guard Scottie Pippen. How in the hell is he going to chase Scottie Pippen around for a long period of time? Explain that.
AD, 92 is also the summer Johnny Newman signed with Charlotte, right?
Yes.
Why you didn't just re-sign Johnny Newman?
or I can't remember where he went, but no, 90.
He went to Charlotte. He went to Charlotte.
Right.
Yeah.
He leaves in Charlotte, but I think he left in 90. Right, 91. Right, somewhere, something like that. But he was one of those small forwards that was available.
Right.
But you went out and got a power forward. You already have Mason, Oakley. You're about to bring in Bonner.
Yeah.
Herb Williams. How is he going to play the 3? You know why he's going to play the 3? You're going to demand that he loses 15 to 20 pounds before the season starts, weakening his core. Hence where the problem starts. And then as he puts it, when he got here, he said he had no knee issues.
Right.
The doctors tell him, hey, before the season starts, everybody goes in and get a cleanup. You know, we go in, do a little exploratory, and get a cleanup. Said Charles Oakley told him, I'm not doing it. Ewing has to do it. He's 24 years old. The hell does he know about a cleanup? This is according to him. That Knick management provided him the opportunity to get a cleanup that he didn't need. He takes the cleanup. It doesn't react well. He has to get a second procedure during the season.
Hence, he comes back with the black sleeve on his knee. Remember the black sleeve? We're like, yo, the black sleeve?
You see?
Because remember back then, this is still the knee pad era, right? Remember, this is still the knee pad era, right? But he comes back with the black sleeve, and we're like, yo, the black sleeve? Like, what the fuck?
When they got him here, right? And it made me really think about Riley's overall tenure here and just his overall greatness as a coach, and how much credit does he really get, you know, for coaching Magic, Kareem, McAdoo, Scott, this one, that one, you know, like how much credit do you really get when you don't know how to shift and turn? The moment you got Charles Smith, you didn't like him. There was no place else to go. The moment you got him here, you saw that he was not what you wanted, but there's no place else to go. So now you're force feeding him in a role that he's not comfortable with. He's no longer physically able to be good as a 3. So what are you doing? You're still forcing it. Think about this, Freezy. You could have easily put him on the bench and had him come off with your second unit. Because what the team lacked overall when you made all those maneuvers, right? You lacked scoring. See what I'm saying? And if you couldn't get it from him in the starting unit, how about trying him off the bench? But that was never in the cards because what? This guy believed in one way. We're going to force. We're going to fight. We're going to grunt. They're going to. When you look back at it, Freezy, and I did just in doing my research with Charles Smith here this week, that 92 team with X was 28 years old when he got to the Knicks. His knees aren't great, but he showed you what he had. even if you wanted to bring in Charles Smith, right? You could have brought in Charles Smith and still had X. Because you needed more offense. He just quickly like abandoned. It's like if he doesn't think you fit his mold, because the key acquisition in that trade for the Clippers is Mark Jackson.
Right.
Okay. Mark Jackson goes on to the Clippers, has a great time there.
He becomes a quality NBA player. So as he gets to the Clippers, all of a sudden he's all-star level Mark Jackson.
Back again, right? Yeah. Gets them to, him, Ron Harper, and Manning and them, and they're off and running. They got their own kind of run TMC situation going on over there. He never liked Mark. Right? In order to run any offense, Freezy, you have to have a point guard. Another one of the players he got back in that trade, and I totally forgot, was Glenn Doc Rivers, an old Glenn Doc Rivers. So, like, your thinking is, well, I'll get this seasoned vet, and he'll be able to come in. Does anybody remember his tenure here?
AD, when Doc, AD, this trade just, bro, you just ruining my life. AD ruining my whole week with the Charles Smith trade.
So
bro.
Not only do you not have a small
Doc
forward,
Rivers had knee injuries when he got here.
So not only do you not have the small forward that you talked about, you don't have a point guard either.
And the reason why they tried to trade for Derek Harper, and the reason why they had to trade for Derek Harper and
because he got
years coming, because Doc Rivers finally blows out his knee and he's done for the year. So now you got to trade for another washed point guard.
The disgusting thing about it is that you came into 94 with Doc Rivers again. You made no improvement. You came with him and Greg as your point guards.
And Greg wasn't bad. Greg
was bad, but
decent,
Greg
but he had a skill.
ready. Greg wasn't ready, and Greg wasn't up. Greg had an ugly shot.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get the ball to Ewing.
Right.
Probably.
But he was athletic. So he was super athletic. He couldn't shoot though. And he couldn't get the ball he couldn't score at the NBA level, and he couldn't get the ball to Pat.
And he was loyal as hell. Because when he jumped off the bench and was forever known as Pretty Shirt Greg, when he clocked KJ in the back of the head. He was a part of the, a necessary soldier.
Yeah.
But not what you needed at that time. See what I'm saying? So you have Charles Smith in a role here again where he's not suited to play in. And I'm not making excuses for him, because my brother listening to this, he'd be like, yo, you're always making excuses. Get to the point. Get to the point. Get to the okay, fine. He's under the rim. You got two of the greatest defensive players on both sides of him. And three of them, Grant, Jordan, Pippen. They don't make it easy for him. He doesn't make it easy for himself.
Right.
And it used to live in my ear. Stop again. And that's really and truly it.
AD, on that one though, I'm not gonna lie to you. On that one, that entire series, you could tell the Knicks were just as good as the Bulls, and the Knicks were not getting calls. Now, if you're at 6'11", you need to go up strong and dunk. Right? The first time he tried to do that, and Horace Grant raked his wrist. If y'all remember that, like he was going. If you notice, his head goes way up in the sky, and his arms don't move. It's because Horace Grant rakes down on his hand, so he can't go up. So it looked like he pump fake, but he didn't. The refs don't call it. Right? Then he gathers the ball again and tries to go back up, and Scottie Pippen comes across his head because they know the referees are not going to call a foul. And if they do, they don't think Charles Smith can make both his free throws. In their mind, if you're going to get it from the free throw line.
Well, what made them think that, Freezy? Do you remember? And here's another thing that fans...
All the Knicks missed like 23 free... Is that the game the Knicks missed 23 free throws?
They missed like 20-something free throws, Freezy.
Yeah.
In the pivotal game in the Garden.
Yeah.
Him included.
Yeah.
So even if they fouled him, Freezy, they're up 2. That's another thing. The Knicks are not leading. Chicago's up 2.
Right.
Okay? But he has on that first, it lives in my mind, Freezy. John Starks on the wing gets stopped and he has to pass it to Ewing. Ewing is going to his right. And as he's going to the right, I can't remember the defender that's prohibiting from getting in the meat of the lane, but he suddenly sees Charles and he shovels it to him. At that moment in time, out of all of the opportunities, that was the bang moment. And he fumbles it. Yeah. So, to the
he did get fouled about 3 or 4 times, but there were plays to be made.
You could say thereafter, but in that the original formation as the play is going, when Ewing shovels him to pass, he fumbles it. You know, he really did. The gather was right there for the bang. He really did.
Scary role.
I mean, he's trying, but what he's trying to do, if you look at the play, Freezy, he's trying to go off glass. And I'm like, dude, even if you go off glass, let's say you get off the glass, it doesn't mean it's gonna go in.
Nah, you gotta dunk those, bro. You 6'11" under the rim.
You see, and from that moment on, it had sealed his fate with Knicks fans. By them not winning in '94, it had sealed his fate. But them, because remember, this is '93. By them not winning the following year, he was done.
Yeah. AD, I'll be right back.
And with, you know, this is Tori's fault. So she was the inspiration to this. So are we unfair to him? Yes. Are we unfair to him? No. Because when you're 6'10", 6'11", built like granite, and it's your opportunity, you see, in correlation to what we mentioned before earlier with the movie The Wood, there's the young man standing there. It's his opportunity. If he fumbles that moment right then and there, who's to say that young lady, you know how young ladies are, you know how women are. You know, it's not necessarily what you say, but is that you have the courage and the conviction and something to get in the involvement to then lead to what your eventual goal is. Charles Smith is in the involvement. The Knicks traded like 3-4 players back and forth to get this guy here. Was he their first option? No, we already said that. But he is that pivotal piece that they thought that would help propel them to the championship. And unfortunately, he was not that guy. And when they moved on from him, I don't even remember how I felt at the time. I just knew that they were going to have, things are going to be different because like we talked about last year when they traded him for like 3 or 4 players that were on expiring deals because they were looking to be players in the upcoming free agency.
Yeah. The irony is they wanted to keep him. That's the only reason why he was traded, though.
No, I think he wanted to go. After that play, Freezy, short of winning a championship, it's like what we talked about a month ago with Josh Hart. The Knicks don't win a championship, he got to move.
Yeah.
You see, he's never going to be thought of favorably ever again.
Right.
No matter how great a player he has been, no matter how great a trade it was to get him here.
Right.
Those plays would live in infamy. Charles Smith's play lives and it will outlive him.
Yeah.
It has taken a championship to erase all of those, the finger roll, the Charles Smith, the Michael Jordan getting calls, and the Reggie. It took JB.
The John Starks coaching at the free throw line. Remember John Starks coaching at the free throw line? He missed both free throws.
Missed both free throws after getting purposely fouled.
Right.
Still
and Reggie Miller told Spike Lee, "Your man choking, bro. He gonna miss both." And Starks missed both.
Yeah. We just
but shout out to Starks though. Starks still one of my favorite Knicks of all time.
Oh, I mean, Freezy, we don't love them any less. Because if we do, that means the love wasn't real in the first place. You understand? But we gotta put things in proper order. In one championship series, there's about 40 plays that knock down all of the great plays that we thought was great plays, whatever. They're now formerly great plays. Formerly great.
The Starks dunk is a formerly top 3 Knicks play of all time. Right.
Easy.
Now it's top 25. Now it may be top 40. Because the Mikal Bridges 3 in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals against Cleveland is a play that's forgotten.
Yes.
But it's a play that's one of the greatest plays in Knicks. Because people forget we were losing to Cleveland. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals went to overtime. You know what I'm saying?
The Shamet shot.
The one that rolled around and was going to come out and then went in. You're like, oh, this is destiny.
The OG shot over Wemby off of the Alvarado pass.
Yep.
The OG dunk on Wemby.
Cat driving baseline and dunking on Wemby. Oh my God, bro! Like these plays.
It's like there's no disrespect to those plays because those plays are like the timeless music in our hearts that we always talk about. You know, we can picture where we were in our lives and what was important to us, and the Knicks was at the very top of it. And what else is important is we can connect the dots, right? But those heartaches and pains, shit, I'm like the movie Cocoon. I'm like one of those old people that went up in a spaceship and came back and found everlasting happiness.
Right. I was about to say, yeah.
Forever life. Forever life. That's what the championship did.
Things will never be the same.
So shout out to Charles Smith, man. I know he still lives in the area. You know, hey, everybody's not made for the bright lights.
Right. And shout out to Charles Smith. Too. I'm not saying that this is no slight on Charles Smith. Right. But AD, I think that trade is probably worse than the Andrea Bargnani trade. I think it's the worst trade, one of the worst trades in Knicks history.
Wow.
Right. No disrespect to Charles Smith, because I like Charles Smith as a Knick. Even after the play, I understood, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understood nobody's going to be perfect all the time, right? You just got to keep being good. Be good most of the time, and then if you make a mistake, we can forgive you because nobody's perfect, right? Because as a matter of fact, his defense after he gets used to being a swing, like after he becomes a jumbo wing, his defense is actually pretty good. He could guard everybody from your classic NBA small forward back then. Like he could guard everybody. Say if they play the Lakers, he could guard Ceballos, Worthy, AC Green, and Vlade. Right? If we just keeping it in context. Like if he gets caught on a switch, you know what I'm saying? It's not like a terrible switch because he could guard Alonzo, LJ, and Kendall Gill. Right? And Bobby Fields. Right. And of course to varying degrees, because because he can guard Alonzo Mourning doesn't mean he can lock down Alonzo Mourning. It just means possession of two, he can guard Alonzo Mourning. That's all that.
But where do you want him? Do you want him guarding Bobby Fields or do you want him guarding Alonzo Mourning?
I would prefer for him to be guarding Larry Johnson.
Yeah. You want him guarding what makes overall sense. And to his credit, he gives it an effort, especially defensively, because it's not easy. You know, it's not easy to lose weight.
Nah, hell nah. No, it's not.
And you talking about losing weight on the eve of the season.
Bruh, yeah.
And during the season.
Bro, yeah.
To what? Yeah. To conform to what the coach wants.
I think Riley wanted a Dennis Rodman type of archetype.
And he's not that.
But he's not that, bro. Dennis Rodman's motor runs on. Dennis Rodman is at his best during chaos.
He's not that.
Yeah, like
when they made that trade, the trades, because they have Rolando Blackman, Tony Campbell. Remember Tony Campbell? They got
a smooth scoring wing player,
right?
Yeah.
They got Campbell, who he coached in the Lakers, who then went on to Minnesota. And I think he had like 1 or 2 crazy years in Minnesota. He could score, right? He could score, right?
And this is prior to Kevin Garnett, everybody. This is prior to Kevin Garnett and Marbury.
So it looks like they have more offensive ammunition than what was let out the building, which was Xavier McDaniel, Mark Jackson. But in hindsight, not even in hindsight, at that time, you were. It may be the worst trade, one of the worst trades in their history.
Yeah,
because he's not what you needed.
No, and even your sweeteners in the deal, even your Doc Rivers, even your Bo Kimballs, even they didn't even work.
None of the people, because when they took a look, Rolando Blackman is one of the greatest high school players in New York City history. Rolando Blackman was a top NBA player before he gets to the Knicks. When he gets to the Knicks, is he past his prime? Kind of, sort of, yeah. But was he? Look at his numbers against Houston prior to getting to the Knicks, right? They get all these offensive pieces, Freezy, and one by one, he doesn't believe in them. Dick Harder, who was the top assistant coach at the time, this is according to Checkers, I heard him say it, walked by him and was like, yo, what the hell are you doing? You should be fired. He can't play.
Right.
So all of these pieces that they suddenly brought in, one by one, they're going to the wayside.
Right. Hubert Davis. Remember Hubert Davis? The smooth shooting guard out of North Carolina when we drafted him and Monty Williams. Remember Monty Williams was the athletic small forward out of Notre Dame? And they get those guys and they like, these dudes can't play.
Hubert saved Ewing. When Ewing in that Chicago second round series in 94, when he misses his 2 free throws, okay, and Hubert then gets fouled by Pippen, he goes and hits 3.
And mind you, Hubert Davis is only on the floor because he can shoot. They didn't. Remember, Hubert Davis wasn't a defender. He didn't.
What did they need at certain times, Freezy?
Shooting. Right. Yeah.
So while they're propping up Greg Anthony, even during Greg's rookie year, which is the 91-92 season, right? The moment Greg gets here, he has a split shift with Mark Jackson.
Right.
What are we doing? Greg didn't have a handle of the NBA game yet. Yes, he's your overall number 1 pick. I get it. But once you saw him in the game and you saw that left-handed shot, and that left-handed shot was crooked as all hell.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? But what he fits the mold of what he wants to do, which is defense first. Look at all the players that are left that are on the 94 team, that they're all good to great defenders.
Yeah.
Offense is secondary.
Yeah. Because you have Pat, which was a mistake.
In essence, their grit and grind style is a lot of the reasons why the NBA started to tinkering with the game and offensively, because the following year, right, or the year after that, they pushed in the 3-point line.
They pushed in the 3-point line, yeah.
Then when they realized that was a cockamamie, colossal fuck, they brought it back.
Yeah.
They took out the hand check. All of those things from those Knicks teams. And again, we love them placing our hearts, but you're ill-constructed to win it all.
Right. Yeah, man. Hey, man, that's all I got, AD. I got to go get some lunch, bro.
All righty. We all going to get some lunch. Once again.
Hey, what your Jets going to do?
Once again, we don't know where this journey started.
These Jets fans, y'all got to say something. Don't let them leave, y'all. Jets fans, unite.
But we know where this journey ended with you, fans of the 2026 NBA champion New York Knicks. Look for me and Uncle Freezy in the whirlwind. Garvey.
Let's go. Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week where you get ready ready for your work week with the man that is so smooth, he does not require a chaser. Your main man, the real, still the real Anthony D. And your main man, Jersey's finest, the hood representative, Uncle Freezy.
Yes, sir.